Namaste, I'm Santa Auntie, the founder and CEO of Virtual Preschool, where children learn Hindi through English. Today we are going to talk about time in Hindi. These are the things we will cover: how to ask and answer, what time is it? Unique Hindi words for times, how to ask and answer, what time is X event, and time-related vocabulary. First, how do we say time in Hindi? Time is samay. Samay. Say it with me. Samay. And to ask what time is it, we say samay kya hai? Samay kya hai? Say it with me. Samay kya hai? And if we break down those words, samay means time, kya is what, and hai is. Samay kya hai? And to answer the question, we start with a number, whatever the time is, followed by baje hain. So if it's 7 o'clock, we say saat baje hain. Remember, saat is 7. Ek, do, teen, char, panch, chhe, saat. Saat baje hain is at 7 o'clock. Now you try saying these times out loud, and this would be a good time to pause the video and practice. Again, the words are the number for the hour and then baje hain. So pause it now, and then I'm going to say the numbers so you can listen to see if your answers were correct. 4 o'clock is 4 baje hain. 12 o'clock, 12 baje hain. 7 o'clock, 7 baje hain. 5 o'clock, 5 baje hain. 2 o'clock, 2 baje hain. And 6 o'clock, 6 baje hain. So do you see how I didn't have to count? For instance, 12, that's kind of a higher number, right? I didn't have to count to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to know that 12 is 12. So with practice, you will get there too. So you want to make it your goal that you would be able to say all of these without having to count from 1 to know what number is 7, what number is 6, what's 5, what's 12. In an ideal world, you would just know without having to count, okay? So think about that as your goal to keep practicing. So far, we've learned how to ask, what time is it? Samay kya hai? And how to answer the question with an hour on the hour, like 7 baje hain, it's 7 o'clock, or 12, it's 12 o'clock, 12 baje hain. But there are other times, right? Like 3:15, 3:30, and 3:45. These are called quarter hours. And in Hindi, there are unique words to describe these. So this is something very different than English. So in English, we just say 3:15, 3:30, 3:45. But in Hindi, for every quarter, we have a unique word, and that's what I'm going to teach you now. A quarter hour in Hindi, so when it ends with a 15, we say sava, sava. So if it's 8:15, we'll say sava aat. And if it's 10:15, sava das. So to say it's 8:15, the full Hindi sentence is the same as what we learned a few minutes ago, just add the word sava in front of the number. So 8:15 is sava aat baje hain. Sava aat baje hain. Now you try saying these times out loud. And again, I'm going to be telling the answers, but this would be a good time for you to pause the video to practice. And remember, the words again are sava, and then the number, and then baje hain. So I will say all of them. 8:15, sava aat baje hain. 3:15, sava teen baje hain. 10:15, sava das baje hain. 9:15, sava no baje hain. 5:15, sava 5 baje hain. 1:15, sava 1 baje hain. Now we've learned how to ask what time it is, how to answer the question with an hour on the hour, as well as if it's a quarter hour, any 15, 1:15, 2:15, 3:15. Now let's look at the half hour. For the half hour, we say साढ़े, साढ़े. So for 8:30, we say साढ़े आठ बजे हैं. The full sentence is साढ़े आठ बजे हैं. So again, it's the same sentence, we just replaced the word sava with साढ़े आठ बजे हैं. Now you try saying these times out loud. And again, another good time for you to pause and remember the words are साढ़े, then the number for the hour, and बजे हैं. 12:30, साढ़े बारह बजे हैं. 6:30, साढ़े छः बजे हैं. 7:30, साढ़े सात बजे हैं. 8:30, साढ़े आठ बजे हैं. 11:30, साढ़े 11 बजे हैं. 9:30, साढ़े 9 बजे हैं. Now, we've learned how to ask what time is it, समय क्या है. We've learned how to answer the question if it's an hour on the hour, like it's 8 o'clock, 8 बजे हैं. We've learned how to answer if it's a quarter hour, like 8:15, सवा आठ बजे हैं. And we've learned to answer with a half hour, like 8:30, साढ़े आठ बजे हैं. Now let's talk about the 3/4 hour, or the ones ending in 45. Now these are a little bit different, okay? So we have a new word to introduce for the 45, which is pone. But the difference here is that when we say the pone one, we're going to increase the hour to the next hour. So what I mean is right now it's on the clock, it says 8:45. So we wouldn't say pone आठ बजे हैं. We would say pone 9 बजे हैं. So do you see how I went from 8 to 9? Because pone 9 बजे हैं means that it's 15 minutes to 9 o'clock. 15 minutes to 9. So this is what's different about the 3/4 hours, meaning any of the numbers that end with a 45. So we would say for 8:45, pone 9 बजे हैं. And again, the full sentence, pone 9 बजे हैं. So you're replacing that साढ़े, सवा with pone in this case. And remember to round up to the next hour. Pone 9 बजे हैं means that it's 8:45. Now, here are some more practice exercises for you to do. And again, pause the video, and the word again is pone, and then round up to the next hour. So 12:45 is pone 1 बजे हैं. 11:45, pone 12 बजे हैं. 10:45, pone 11 बजे हैं. 3:45, pone 4 बजे हैं. 8:45, pone 9 बजे हैं. 6:45, pone 7 बजे हैं. Now that you've built your time asking and answering vocabulary, let's do more. Let's learn how to ask what time an event or class or anything else is. So you start the sentence with whatever event you're interested in, followed by कितने बजे हैं. Let's look at some examples. So we're trying to ask, what time is Hindi class, for example? Hindi class कितने बजे हैं? See, you start the sentence with whatever event you're asking about, and then कितने बजे हैं? कितने बजे हैं? So what time is class? Class कितने बजे हैं? What time is the flight? Flight कितने बजे हैं? What time is karate? Karate कितने बजे हैं? So you see, it's pretty simple. You start with your event, followed by कितने बजे हैं. What time is the movie? Movie कितने बजे हैं? Now, let's learn some time-related vocabulary, specifically the words for hour, minute, and second in Hindi. Hour is घंटा, घंटा, and that's a tricky H word. Do you hear me going in with that H after the G? घंटा. It's not gahanta, it's घंटा. And the difference is that I'm not changing it into 2 syllables, it's 1 syllable. Ghanta, not gahanta, ghanta. Ghanta is hour, minute is mint, and second is second. So minute and second are easier ones, right? Because they sound super similar to English. You just gotta use it in an Indian accent a little bit, okay? Let's do some practice examples. What if I said, how long will it take it to go to the grocery store or go grocery shopping? And the answer is 1 hour. Ek ghanta. Ek ghanta, 1 hour. The train is 5 minutes late. 5 mint. 5 mint. Can I please have some apple juice? And the server says, give me 1 second. Ek second. Ek second. How long will the pizza take to make? Approximately 20 minutes. 20 mint. 20 mint. How long is recess? 15 mint. 15 minute. 15 minutes. How long is the flight from Orange County to San Francisco? About 1 hour. Ek ghanta. Ek ghanta. How long is the snorkeling tour? Now, this is where I introduce a new word. So at the top, you'll see I have ghanta, ghante. What do you think the difference is between ghanta and ghante? If you said singular and plural, very good. That's exactly right. Ghanta is hour. Ghante is hours. So before, do you remember our grocery shopping example? We said it would take 1 hour to go grocery shopping, ek ghanta. But for our snorkeling tour, which is 3 hours, 3 ghante. 3 ghante. We've been on safari for 3 hours. 3 ghante. Again, 3 ghante. How many hours is school? 6 ghante. 6 ghante. 6 hours. How long is the drive? Let's say it's 5 hours. 5 ghante. 5 ghante. How long will it take to walk to Starbucks? And let's say we want to say 1 hour. Ek ghanta. Ek ghanta. Great, so now you know the Hindi words for hour, minute, and second. The next word I want to teach you today is Gardi. Gardi. Again, do you hear how I'm saying the G and the H together there? Gardi, just like ghanta. Okay, they're not 2 syllables, it's 1 syllable. It's not Gardi, it's Gardi. The G and the H go together kind of like they're attached at the hip and they're the same letter together. Gardi. So Gardi has 2 meanings. It can be used as a clock as well as a watch. So we call our wristwatch a Gardi. We also call any other clock a Gardi. So now let's talk about telling time. I taught you how to say it's 5 o'clock, it's 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, but what about all the times in between, like 7:07 and 4:19? I saved this for last because it's a little trickier, and you need some of the vocabulary I taught you earlier in this video. For this, we start with the hour, whatever time it is, and then bajkar, and then the number for how many minutes past the hour it is. So if we have 7:07, then we say saat, because saat is 7, bajkar 7 mint. 7:07 is saat, bajkar 7 mint. It's 7 o'clock and it's 7 minutes past 7. Saat bajkar means it's reached 7. It has reached 7, right? Because it's 7 minutes past 7. It's reached 7 and then 7 minutes past. Saat bajkar 7 mint. 7 bajkar 7 mint. Okay, what about if it was like 4:05? 4 bajkar 5 mint. 5 bajkar 5 mint. So do you see how we have the hour and then the Hindi word for the number? Okay? Here are some more examples. I'm going to say them, and if you feel like you get it, pause the video and try them. So 12:12 is 12 bajkar 12 mint. 7:07, 7 bajkar 7 mint. 1:10, 1 bajkar 10 mint. 8:01, 8 bajkar 1 mint. 11:10, 11 bajkar 10 mint. 1:14 1:14 Great work! Now you can increase your conversational Hindi abilities by asking and answering what time is it and practicing all of the new time words that you learned. Dhanyavad for joining me. I'll see you in class.